Hi, my name's Luke from Rutland Cycling, and today we're at Specialized HQ checking out a brand new electric mountain bike. Let's go take a look.
Hi, I'm DA from Specialized, and I'm going to talk to you now about the all-new Levo. This year we've made a whole host of changes, and I'm just going to walk you through some of the top line stuff. They'll refer to the S-Works that we see just behind me, right the way through to the base model FSR as well. So firstly, in both the carbon frame and the aluminium frame, we've made huge weight savings, 800 to 600 grams. Also, we've thought about the handling. How can we enhance that? Well, the frame itself is the heart of the bike, and that's where, of course, we can consider the geometry. So as trail riding has changed over the years, certainly since we introduced the first Levo, we've wanted to alter the geo of this bike. In doing so, we've made it longer. So we've increased the reach of the bike and we've slackened out the head angle. That's going to make it a more playful bike. The battery itself, the way that's integrated into the bike, is also part of that frame technology. So previously we used to have a battery which slid into the down tube and formed part of it. Now we have one that's totally encased in the tubing of the frame itself. So that's one of the areas we've made some of that weight saving. Also in the sidearm construction of the frame itself. Much stiffer construction, and as a result we can save the weight elsewhere. Everyone who's done any of the testing globally for us has found that the 29er wheel is really where this bike absolutely sings. So it's going to feel just like your trail bike that's non-assisted, but with all the fun, all the extra power that you get from the Turbo Levo category. We also have the e-bike integration. So how do we assist the bike? First of all, we've got the battery, then we've got the motor, and we've got our human interface. So the battery itself, year on year, we've supplied larger watt-hour batteries from the base model and upwards. So 500 watt-hours through our base model, comp carbon price points, and then at the Expert and S-Works, like the bike you see behind me here, that's going to be coming as standard with a 700 watt-hour battery. We're talking about approximately 40% more range on those models. Added to that, the motor this year, that's been completely redeveloped as well. It's a smaller package, it's more svelte, it's more powerful at all cadences, and it's 400 grams lighter. And then lastly, we've made a massive change from where our human-machine interface used to be on the side of the battery. We now have what we call the Turbo Connect unit. The TCU, this sits in the top tube of the bike. That gives us our on-off functionality, it gives us the fuel cells, and it's giving us our mode button as well. Connected to the TCU is our trail remote that you'll still find up on the handlebar, so for the quick adjustments of mode whilst you're riding. But all the Bluetooth, ANT+, and USB connectivity is now built into the TCU, which is the separate piece which sits in the top tube of the bike. That's where any updates need to be done, but also where you'll connect to your mission control app within your smartphone. Once doing so, you can access further features such as shuttle mode, which allows you to put the bike into a position for maximum speed, just for all those times you want to get up that really dull fire road before you then shred the trail on the descents. In total, we've left no stone unturned. As a result, you've got an all-new, beautifully riding bike, the power to ride more trails.
So for the brand new Levo, there are 5 models, starting with the base spec, going on to the comp, the carbon comp, the Expert and the S-Works. Starting with the base spec, we have a rigid seat post. It's got a RockShox Sector fork, deluxe rear shock, SRAM NX 11-speed gear set, but you are getting the same motor and battery that you do get across all of the models apart from the Expert and the S-Works that do come with the 700 watt-hour. Moving on to the comp, we do see the addition of an X-Fusion dropper post. We see a move up to SRAM's GX 11-speed drivetrain. You do also get upgrades to the fork, so at the front we see a RockShox Revelation, and again you're getting a deluxe rear shock. So moving up to the carbon comp, we see an upgrade to a carbon front end with an aluminium rear triangle. We do also see upgrades to the suspension with a Fox 34 rhythm fork and a float rear shock, but it does carry the same GX 11-speed drivetrain as the standard comp model. Moving up to the Expert model, we do see upgrades again to the suspension with a RockShox Pike at the front and a Deluxe RT3 rear shock. We have also got an upgrade to SRAM's drivetrain with the X1 11-speed, and we do also see a carbon front end and aluminium rear end on this model as well. But it is the first model introduced with the 700 watt-hour battery that will give you an estimated 40% more range. And moving on to this beauty, the S-Works model, we do see a carbon rear triangle as well as the carbon frame. We've also got a set of Roval carbon rims, the Fox Factory 36 fork and the Fox Float Factory rear shock, as well as the SRAM XX1 11-speed drivetrain. So there we have it, the brand new 2019 Turbo Levo. Pop into one of our stores to check it out.